Friday was the worst, or one of the very worst media disasters, most humiliating debacles in recent history. I'm Jerry McLaughlin with Clean TV. You see it right there? We're reading it from an article by Glenn Greenwald from The Intercept. It is amazing. Let me see if I could get the details here. Okay. CNN, MSNBC, and the rest of the 3 and 4 letter soup of the liberal media decides to report a story from an email from a non-existent person, and they're just going wild, gaga googer over this thing about Donald Trump supposedly receiving information in advance from the Russians. And look at that. The humiliation orgy, as they put it, was kicked off by CNN, with MSNBC and CBS close behind, with countless pundits, commentators, and operatives joining the party throughout the day. By the end of the day, it was clear that several of the largest in the nation, the media sources, most influential news outlets so far, refused to recant the story, but they spread an explosive story when the so-called trusted name in news, the most trusted name in news, reports for 12 straight minutes about Donald Trump personally, allegedly, having special access to those pesky DNC emails before they were even published on the internet. This is crazy. I mean, they just don't know when to quit. Let's just watch this firsthand here. It's so hard to believe that they would do that. I know they're bad, but I didn't know they were quite this bad. Breaking news. They should say faking news.
Emails, more problems for Donald Trump Jr. and the Russia investigation. CNN has exclusive new details about a message sent in the final stretch of the 2016 campaign offering access to hacked WikiLeaks documents. A previously undisclosed effort to reach Donald Trump himself, his son, and his inner circle just weeks before the election. This comes, of course, on top of other new evidence of follow-ups to the famous Trump Tower meeting between Don Jr. and a Russian lawyer. Follow-ups that he had promised when he had promised there weren't any. Let's get over to CNN's senior congressional correspondent, Manu Raju. Manu, there's a lot that you have gotten in the past day plus. Lay out your new reporting today.
Okay, before we go any further, I just want you to know that CNN has not recanted. This is 12 straight minutes of news faking. I'm going to play it again. I mean, I can't even explain it as well as they explain it themselves. This is a totally unsubstantiated, fabricated story that CNN refuses to recant, refuses to retract. Let's keep going here. This is unreal.
On this effort to give Trump access to WikiLeaks documents.
Well, Kate, this email on September 4th, 2016 was sent to Donald Trump, then candidate Donald Trump Jr., and others in the Trump organization, including Donald Trump Jr.'s personal secretary. And in this, personal assistant, I should say, and in this email, it actually has a decryption code and a link to a web address where purportedly they could have received the hacked WikiLeaks documents. Included in this, it says that they could also receive the hacked Colin Powell emails, the former Secretary of State, whose own emails were hacked and were released 10 days later by a Russian front group. Now, the timeline is important here because on September...
Hold on. The timeline is important here. What he considers important things is things like timelines. It's all fake. So what does it matter if there's a timeline, if it's 3 seconds into it, 3 minutes into it, or 30 minutes into it? It's all fake. This is fake. It hasn't been retracted. It's been reported by MSNBC, CNN, etc. And they won't recant. They won't retract. They won't repent. This major national news fakers machinery is coming down, crashing and burning worse than the California wildfires. Let's just take it off a pause. Again, I can't even report this as well as they could state it as they're putting their feet in their mouth.
That was months after the DNC was
fake news.
Their own emails became leaked, and it was a month before Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta's emails were leaked by WikiLeaks, and it was also a couple weeks before WikiLeaks was corresponding with Donald Trump Jr. on Twitter via direct messages. Now, the person who sent this email, someone by the name of Mike Erickson.
No, hold on a second. Mike Erickson is a fictitious name or an irrelevant name. I mean, They don't even know. They admit it later. They don't even know who he is. They just get this email out of the blue. So they get an unsubstantiated email out of the blue talking about the email scandal. Don't they ever learn? Let's go back and watch how vivid their imaginations are over here at CNN.
We don't know who this individual is, and the congressional investigators themselves don't know who this person is either. But what Mike Erickson said...
Then why are they reporting this?
To Donald Trump Jr. Is saying that they could access these documents. And Donald Trump Jr. was asked about this, Kate, at the House Intelligence Committee's classified hearing earlier this week, and when he said he had no recollection of this email exchange. Now, the attorney for Donald Trump Jr. just put out a statement responding to our latest report, saying this: "We understand that the media reported 12 hours prior to this email that the DNC emails have been hacked or leaked. We do not know who Mike Erickson is."
All right, hold on a second. Not only does Donald Trump and his son not know who Mr. Erickson is, CNN's admitting they don't know who he is. So why on earth are they reporting this? Please share this video. Be a citizen reporter like me. We got to get the news out. Got to get people to understand when they're watching CNN, it's not news. Let's watch the final end of this here.
We have no idea who he is. We never responded to the email. But interestingly, Kate, on the same day that Donald Trump...
How does he say this with a straight face?
...was the first time that he appears to have tweeted about WikiLeaks. This is what he tweeted on that day, September 4th. WikiLeaks: Hillary Clinton sent thousands of classified cables marked C for confidential, including a link there to WikiLeaks. So Julian Assange himself has tweeted about our story, also saying it is not clear what this has to do with WikiLeaks. But I can tell you, Kate, this appears to follow a pattern of the way that WikiLeaks provides this kind of information, giving this decryption key and a website link.
This is a pot calling the kettle black. He's knocking the way in which WikiLeaks go about this. Hey, how about the way you're going about this? You're doing a falsified dump under the name of CNN, the supposed most trusted name in news. Let's hear the rest of this news faking here.
Whether this happened here, we don't know. And we also don't, it doesn't appear that the Trump campaign or anybody contacted the FBI after they received this email. They said they just didn't act on it and didn't respond, Kate.
And to be clear, Don Jr. says he doesn't recall seeing this email.
Yeah, he doesn't recall seeing this email. He said that his lawyer said he took no action on it. So that's where we stand right now. That's what we testified under oath.
So separately, but I guess all connected, these previously unknown follow-up emails after the Trump Tower meeting, Manu.
Yeah, that's right. As you recall, that Trump Tower meeting, we were told by the White House and by Donald Trump Jr. was all about Russian adoptions. It veered off in this unusual subject about Russian adoptions. There were people in the room that even though Donald Trump Jr. initially was promised dirt on the Clinton campaign, that did not happen, according to Donald Trump Jr. But we have learned that Rob Goldstone, who's a British publicist who helped arrange that meeting, sent some follow-up emails after the meeting and also referred to a topic that was discussed at the meeting that we didn't know about before, which was setting up a social media page.
Okay, we're going to end this. This is too much for me. CNN, most trusted name in news. Baloney.